All right, welcome to the show. You know what it is, Friday Night Flights, the last Friday of September. Time is flying. I'm Craig Loper. He's James Catato. We are entering spooky season and getting into that time of year when teams really start to separate themselves as we turn the corner to some true fall weather.
Craig, I love some good fall weather, right? Who doesn't? And we start with a great game in Suffolk. Back-to-back weeks now, we've had showdowns in Suffolk. Nansemond River coming off that double overtime loss to Kings Fork at home tonight, hosting a Western Branch team coming off a 35-0 win last week.
So let's get to it. Here we go. First quarter, Nansemond River gets on the scoreboard. Their dynamic quarterback, Al Kendrick Overton, forced out of the pocket. Beautiful pass to Tavon Douglas. Douglas goes up and get it. Warriors up 7-0. Western Branch ties it up quickly. Touchdown run. Christian Copeland, the equalizer. Flex on him, 7-7. Second quarter now. Western Branch going to take the lead. Touchdown pass. Derek Crook to Sage Green Sessoms, and that put the Bruins up 14-7. Now to the end of the second quarter, James, watch this. Riley Higgins attempts a 43-yard field goal. It's deflected, picked up by Nick Greer. Thought he was going to go right. He goes left.
Get out of
No
here.
way. Do we have like a kick six situation?
Kick six.
Greer, former Hardy's Player of the Week, up the field, out of the view, and into the end zone to end the second half and go into halftime with the score 14-13. The Warriors in the third quarter now. Up by one, they go up 20-14. Touchdown run by Greer, but plenty of game left to be played. To the fourth quarter, Bruins gonna find the end zone. Touchdown run by Kanique Baines. That put them up 21-20. And all they needed from this point to hold on to the lead. Here's a punt. Warriors, special teams, comes up with the sort of blunder right there. Huge mistake that would lead to a turnover, but not a score. Here's the situation. Nansemond River down by one. Bruins have the ball inside their own 10. Bad snap. Fumble recovery in the end zone that put the Warriors up 28-20. Bruins, one final shot on offense. Douglas picks off Christian Copeland's pass. Nansemond River holds on to survive at home. They bounce back from last week's loss. They win 28-21.
What a game. More action from the Southeastern District. Undefeated Kings Fork on the road against Indian River. The Braves riding a 3-game winning streak. Look at Zydarius Wynn making a man miss with the juke move. Has the long touchdown run to put Kings Fork up 7-0 in the first quarter. But on the next drive, Indian River would respond. Tyler Allison, look at this, rolling out to his left, off balance. Look at that throw. And look at the catch by Anthony Morris, a man draped all over him.
Love that.
Beautiful stuff there. And then he goes, points right at the wavy camera, and they would convert just a couple plays later with Rayvon Moore up the gut for 6
Physical.
in the third quarter now. And the other side of the running back field, they would get into play too. Javon Ford, the workhorse for Kings Fork, he punches at home. Yes, he is. The Bulldogs would take the lead here, and then this game, Craig, would go into double overtime. Kings Fork wins this one 20-14 in dramatic fashion. They move to 5-0 on the season. Now moving on from the Eastern District, or to the Eastern District matter, where the Maury Commodores have been the team to beat. In fact, Maury is one of the top teams in Class 5 and is actually receiving national recognition, if you believe it, by some publications.
Yeah, last week, Maury put up 74 points in its win over Lake Taylor. Tonight, the Commodores at the comfort of Powhatan Field against their old rivals from Portsmouth, Norcom. Here they come. We know what they do. They got guys that can flip left and right. They do it every week. Very cool there. Trying to open the season with 5 straight wins. First possession for Maury. The Commodores working the ground game. Look at the moves by Melvin Lowe. Now, Maury had some weapons down, or had so many weapons, excuse me. That's a first down. That led to the first score of the game. Leon Clark in there for the score, 7-0. Guys in orange. Norcom on offense. This is the Greyhounds' first offensive play of the game. It's a big one. Tyrell Grant to Traquan Cannon Rogers, one of the best names in the air.
That's a great name.
67-yard house call. Norcom goes up 8-7. We got a game. We mentioned Maury getting it done on the ground. How about through the air? Otori Newkirk has a cannon attached to his left arm. Unloads it to Devontae Floyd. They're going nuts. 44-yard score, 20-8. The Maury defense special as well, chasing the quarterback down. That leads to bad decisions. Interception by Trayvon Cannon, and it's good, a good return to get him inside the 20. Then the Maury coaching staff digging into their bag of trips. Chirix, check this out. Touchdown pass to the big fella. Darius Bowman will never forget this play. He's a lineman, bobbles it, but hauls it in. And look at the reception on the sidelines. It's like a Major League Baseball player hitting his first home run or something. Maury wins big tonight to remain undefeated. All right, let's go to Newport News. It's been a banner year for Warwick. The Raiders taking on Heritage at Todd Stadium. Warwick trying for a 5th consecutive win. This was sort of a stalemate early on. Not a lot of scoring. Raiders with the ball here. Interception by the Hurricanes. Zachary Ray. Nice little return right there. The Hurricanes now take over. Back to pass. But they're going to get intercepted by Michael Aline. It's called a touchback. I don't know. It looked like he actually should have kept running, but the Raiders offense couldn't capitalize. Here's their next drive. Handoff to Rajon Hammond. And Hammond cutting back, breaking tackles, and number 2, 63-yard touchdown scamper. Go ahead and hit the oxygen mask after that one. 6-0 after the missed PAT. Second quarter now. Heritage threatening. This pass picked off by one of their playmakers. Julio Corrector, we've said his name every week on the show. Raiders now drive the field. They're in the red zone. Give it to number 21, Cameron Glenn. He's in there. Warwick wins 42-0. The Raiders' 5th shutout victory. The lone TD they actually gave up this season was a kick return score. So the defense still hasn't allowed a point all year.
That's so impressive. To Southern Chesapeake we go, a couple of 1-3 teams. Great Bridge at Grassfield. To tell you the truth, when we got there, the game was winding down, but if you're a person that loves defense, this was for you. How about Grassfield pitching a shutout and killing the clock out at the end of the game on the ground? The Grizzlies get a much-needed 13-0 win in this one. They move to 2-3 on the year. They'll take on those undefeated Kings Fork Bulldogs on the road. A really tough task, Craig, but good to have momentum heading into that game for sure.
Yeah, they need it. All right, Booker T. Washington, fresh off its big win over Granby last week on the road against Lake Taylor. That miss was starting to come down and really made it look kind of eerie out there. Booker T can't handle the punt here. Booker's now back on offense. The pass so close to being picked off by Jabari Jordan, but the ball was slippery. And nothing you can do about that, Mr. Jordan. It happens. Booker T trying to connect now on the deep ball. This one ends up being intercepted by the Titans' Elijah Washington. He's going to your alma mater, James, Syracuse. That's where he's committed to. Lake Taylor gets the ball around midfield. Washington is quite the athlete. Booker's with the ball again at the 10. Jacoby Wingate, direct snap, takes it in for the score. That put the Bookers up 14-7, but it's actually Lake Taylor that rallies for this win. Titans come back and walk away with a close one, 15-14 over Booker T. Back to the peninsula, Bethel trying to get above the 500 mark. I was at this one, the Bruins against Kecoughtan at Darlene. It was 0-0 actually for much of this game. We're going to pick it up third quarter. This play sort of indicative for what it was like. A lot of short runs. And now, late third quarter, a little later, Bruins threatening. Elijah Brown, touchdown pass to Derek Fisher. And Fisher's a freshman. Ooh. He finishes the job, made it 7-0. The Bruins actually scored twice after I left. Shout out to my man right here. He knew who I was, knew the wavy camera. They go on to win 21-0. Nice defensive shutout they pitched there against Kecoughtan.
And still to come, we've got some private school action to check in on, as well as a roundup from games involving the Bay Rivers District teams.
We're the cheerleaders. Don't go away. You're watching Craig and James on Friday Night Flights.
And we're going to move on to action now from the Bay Rivers District.
Poquoson scored a big win last week when the Islanders knocked off Tab. Tonight, trying to get back-to-back wins and get over that 500 mark.
Yeah, they were at home against Jamestown. The fans always turn out in Bull Islander country. It's one of my favorite atmospheres in Hampton Roads, even in the rain. Poquoson led 37-0 at halftime. Let's pick it up in the third. Poquoson, ball at midfield. Kalo Smith takes a handoff, 50 yards later, finds pay dirt, cut back, shows the burners, and he's in there. They lead 44-0, headed to the fourth. Jamestown with the ball. And now, we're going to see the Poquoson defense get in on the action. Grayson Powell of Poquoson playing ball hawk back there. It is picked off, and Powell, nice little return to get his team inside the red zone. Later in the fourth, Bull Islanders on the move again. Owen Cup takes the handoff, plows his way in, physical 5-yard touchdown run, make it back-to-back wins for Poquoson. Islanders pitch the shutout over Jamestown. They improved to 3-2 on the season. Poquoson's at York next week.
More Bay Rivers action. Speaking of York, they play host to Smithfield. Let's go early to the first quarter. Falcons moving the ball. Quarterback Connor Brady, I almost said Tom Brady, looks to pass but takes it himself. Tom Brady doesn't have legs like this. Gets the 11-yard touchdown. York leads 6-0. Late first quarter, Smithfield now getting the ball on the 1-yard line after a York turnover. Kenye Martin takes the handoff and punches it in.
Out.
Yes, he did. For the tutty. Packers up 7-6. Now to the second. Smithfield with the ball. Alex Rawlings pass to Jakeem Montgomery on the slant for the 12-yard touchdown. Smithfield up 14-6. Late second quarter, Smithfield with the ball. It's Martin getting the handoff. Nice run here. All the way to the 3-yard line. Goes for the hurdle, falls on his face, and gets the reward for doing such a good job. This right here, a 3-yard touchdown to him. Smithfield wins this one 35-12. They move to 2-3 on the year. Some other Bay Rivers finals. Lafayette shuts out Grafton. Tab gets the shutout over New Kent. Private school action. Atlantic Shores against Nansemond Suffolk. Atlantic Shores Christian School Band playing the national anthem before kickoff. First quarter, right out of the gate, the Saints get on the board first by quarterback Napoleon Ellison.
Okay, Napoleon.
Look at these feet, and to go over the pylon, Nansemond Suffolk up 7-0. But those Seahawks, they would respond. Quarterback Micah Lance hands the ball off to running back Jack Weaver for a touchdown. And now we're tied up. Lance, though, would find Chris Higgins on a slant route for another trip, another house call.
Too.
Beautiful stuff there. And Lance would find Higgins for the 2-point conversion. Atlantic Shores going up 14-7. Atlantic Shores would end up scoring a lot more than that. They would go on to win 42-21.
Yeah, Atlantic Shores looks good this year. How about that? Still to come, we wrap things up on another edition of Friday Night Flights and look ahead to one of the area's greatest rivalries that's going to play tomorrow. We're back after this. All right, we're back on Friday Night Flights. Tomorrow afternoon on the Peninsula, there's another big game we're keeping our eye on. Hampton and Phoebus matched up at Darlene Stadium. The Phantoms 3-0 this season. The Crabbers are 4-1. So much history we know between these two schools. Tomorrow marks the 56th all-time matchup. Kickoff is at noon.
Hampton leads the all-time series 32-23, but Phoebus has won 16 of the last 19 games. It's been quite the bounce-back year, though, for Hampton. Their lone loss this season was at King George. They were 3-8 last season. Good bounce back. And we know Phoebus is still rolling, riding a 23-game winning streak. Back-to-back Class 3 state champs, but they moved up to Class 4 this year. Doesn't really matter, though. Jeremy Blunt's team has wins this year over Oscar Smith, Woodside, and Heritage.
All right, let's get to some scoreboards. Close one between Manor and Norview tonight. The Mustangs beat the Pilots by a touchdown, 12-6. Menchville beats Gloucester, 42-0.
Granby shuts out Lakeland tonight out in Suffolk, 54-0. Franklin over Roanoke Catholic. Broncos improve to 3-2.
Private school scores to show you. Portsmouth Christian beats Norfolk Christian 26-6. Norfolk Academy, big road win tonight, earlier in the afternoon actually, at Fort Union, 49-7. You got a lot of interest. I'm jealous, man. I played the trumpet in like 6th and 7th grade, but I stopped.
Like that, though?
That's a French horn.
Oh.
Yeah, I know that. Oh, mellophone? My producer was telling me a mellophone. Brian must have been in the band. I thought it was a French horn. I'm sorry. You're right. French horn's bigger. That's the show. He's James Casado. I'm Craig Loper. Check it out on wavy.com. Have a good one.
Oh, man.